everyone, welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, the Nifty ended 1 point higher on Tuesday, a solitary point that managed to keep the Nifty going up for 14 straight days at a stretch. But it also begs the question that has the Nifty finally reached a breaking point on the upside, at least for the time being? Well, the Nifty Bank is to thank for what happened yesterday, especially in the latter half of the trading session. It was definitely the star of the show. The index saw a spurt in the final few minutes of the trading session, and that was courtesy Nifty Financial Services on its weekly expiry. Nifty Bank again will be in focus today, as it will be the weekly expiry of the Nifty Bank as well. But what about the Nifty? Well, the global market cues have actually seen a sharp sell-off, and that could indicate a halt for the Nifty's brilliant 14-day move at a stretch. Good morning to all our viewers and good morning, Shail.
Good morning, Sakshi, and a very warm welcome to all who've joined us on this lovely morning on Wednesday. We are smack in the middle of the week, Sakshi, and we also have the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty. So, just as they say, all good things come to an end. Perhaps we will draw a curtain to this fantastic 14-day rally on the Nifty, mainly because of very strong negative cues that are coming in from Wall Street as also across Asia. Sakshi will be discussing that part. But when one door closes, a better one opens. That is how life is and how stock markets work. Nevertheless, this is the daily chart of the Nifty in front of you. The GIFT Nifty is pointing to a 150-160 point down tick in the middle of this global sell-off that has happened at record levels, at least on Wall Street. So nothing to be worried about, ladies and gentlemen. We will be looking at the Nifty for resuming its upward journey once it tests the 10-day or the 9-day exponential moving average, which is somewhere like 25,100. This is not to say that you will see that kind of a correction, but mostly sensible people will begin their purchases beyond or around 25,100 to initially begin with. Let us examine the kind of strong cues that are global, that our local markets are emanating, and among them are three very good plays. Let me touch upon defense. Let me touch upon crude oil, which is sort of given up all its year-to-date gains of 2024. It slumped a further 5% and is now below $75 a barrel. That is good news for oil marketing companies such as BPCL, HPCL, IOC. It is extremely good news for paint companies. So we will be focusing on Asian Paints, Kansai Nerolac, then you have Indigo Paints and Berger. Of course, Pidilite goes with these five. So apart from paints, oil marketing companies, keep an eye out on Indigo, ladies and gentlemen. You just might see a very soon a digit change in this aviation company, which controls about 60% of India's booming airline travel business. So this is one theme that is running. And why is crude oil pricing falling? Because OPEC Plus meets later in September to mull over this cut that we have seen in force from October 2022. Now, if that cut is removed, then there will be more supply, and crude oil is adjusting before that supply comes in, or maybe let us see how it goes. The other theme that is running very strongly across the Lal Street from yesterday, and Sakshi and I have marked it repeatedly, is the defense play. The Defense Acquisition Council yesterday evening marked 1.45 lakh crores for additional purchases of defense equipment, of which 99% will be purchased domestically. There are 7 stealth frigates. Therefore, you will need to keep Garden Shipbuilders, Marsgaon Dock and Cochin Shipyard in focus. Remember, Marsgaon was the top traded counter yesterday. A very strong delivery pattern has emerged. We'll take a look at it a little later. The government of India, for its army, will be procuring futuristic vehicles, which is basically a euphemism for tanks, the T-72 fleet, which India has its backbone in terms of the entire tank regiments is slowly looking to be replaced. So look at two counters, Bharat Forge and of course Larsen and Toubro. And then there are purchases of Dornier aircraft, therefore you look at HAL. You'll also keep an eye out for BEL and BEML and BDL, which make radar equipment for which there is money to be allocated. So this is the entire defense story. I think Sakshi and I may have spent about 20 minutes in yesterday's trade marking HAL, marking Mazgaon, Garden Reach and Cochin. Please keep an eye out on this sector. And finally, we'll also keep an eye out on GIC Ray. This is the general insurance arm of the government of India, where an offer for sale for about 6.78% stake is going to start today at 395. The PCR will fire this chart for you. It is at a 6% discount, and Sakshi, it's really interesting when you see the shareholding pattern of GIC Ray. 88% is 85.7% is held by the government of India. Another 8%, 8.66% is held by Life Insurance Corporation. So this is an extremely illiquid share which has done phenomenally well. If you look at the last 1 year, the counter is up 92% versus a 22% appreciation in the BSE Finance Index. In the last 3 years, each year it has appreciated 41%, and this OFS will add liquidity to the market. So this is what I am looking at: the entire defense space, the entire OMC space, the paint space, and of course GIC Ray. Sakshi, what happened Wall Street overnight, and how are Asian markets reacting to that sell-off?
Well, Shail, weak manufacturing data in the US brought back fears of recession in the US economy. So we did see the Wall Street close sharply lower overnight as investors softened their optimism also about the artificial intelligence that also led the chip stocks lower in trade. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped by 1.5%, S&P 500 lost about 2% in trade, while the Nasdaq Composite lost the most, over 3.26% of a fall for the Nasdaq as well. A slew of US economic data is also due throughout the course of the week, including the figures on the job openings, jobless claims, which will be closely watched, and of course the non-farm payrolls report, which will be out on Friday as well. So the Wall Street will remain on the edge because of these slew of data points that are likely to come up for the rest of the week. Now this setup which was negative also led into the Asian markets with a dip in the early morning trading action. So we did see the Japan Nikkei index leading the losses in the early region. It slid about 3% again in the trade. We did see Topics was down 2.7%. South Korea's Kospi also shed by about 2.6% at opening as well. So across the board in the Asia markets, it was a fall that we actually saw. Now, of course, apart from this, oil prices struggled near their lowest levels in months on signs of a deal to resolve a dispute that has halted the Libyan crude production and exports. Brent crude futures were trading 0.05% lower at $73.7 a barrel, while US crude futures dipped about 0.13% at $70.25 a barrel. Now, of course, apart from that, we've also seen the global weak indication coming into the gift Nifty trends as well. That has been indicating a nearly 200 points gap down opening for the Indian markets at 25,171 today, and that could be meaning that we will open negative today. Overseas investors, however, have remained net buyers of the Indian equities for the third straight session, and we did see foreign portfolio investors buy about 1735 odd crore rupees worth of stocks as of yesterday. Domestic institutional investors also turned net buyers after a day of selling, and they bought equities worth about 356 odd crore rupees. So that's the kind of move that we actually saw on Monday. And yesterday, when we see FPIs bought about 1,029 odd crore rupees worth of stocks yesterday, DIIs also purchased 1,896 crore rupees worth of stocks as of yesterday. So we've actually seen continuous buying from both the spheres for 2 days in a row now. As far as some of the stocks are concerned, of course, like Shail highlighted, defense stocks will be in focus after the Defense Council has approved these 10 capital acquisition proposals worth 1.45 lakh crore rupees. So the entire pack will be in focus. GIC Ray, I'm not repeating. Shail has already pointed out it will be in focus because of the government's offer for sale and stake sale right there. AU Small Finance Bank has submitted application to RBI to seek approval for voluntary transition from Small Finance Bank to Universal Bank. Let's see how that plays out for the company. IEX, the total volumes in August were up 35.8% to 12,040 million units. Renewable energy certificates were up 737.5% year on year to 2,116 million units as well. MOIL has achieved its best ever August production of 1.24 lakh tons. Total production for the first 5 months of the fiscal year 2025 was up 7% year on year to 7.24 lakh crores. KIMS will be in focus. Remember, the hospital chain has announced that Friday, which will be September 13th, will be the record date for its 5:1 stock split. So shareholders holding equity shares of as of the record date will be eligible for this split, with the new shares ranking pari passu in all respects as well. So we will be keeping a keen eye out on KIMS right now. The stock closed higher by almost 0.8% at 2565 rupees as of yesterday. Now, apart from this, we will also keep an eye out on some of the brokerage houses reports. So Morgan Stanley is keeping a keen eye out on banks. They believe it's time to get selective. They've downgraded Federal Bank to underweight. They've cut the target price here to 185. They've reiterated underweight on RBL Bank, cut the target price to 210 from 260. ICICI, Kotak and Axis are their key picks. Although the target prices for all these three have been cut marginally, they believe margins and asset quality are set to normalize in the next few years. Morgan Stanley has also come out with a report on chemicals. They've downgraded Aarti Industries to underweight with a target price that's been slashed to 568 from 613. They've upgraded PI Industries to equal weight, raised the target price here to 4,300 from 3,350 earlier. They preferred Deepak Nitrite with an overweight rating, where they have raised the target price to 3,295 from 2,975 earlier. They believe volume transaction is still subpar price points in an intensifying competitive landscape, and that's been marked in Q1 of FY25. So that will be a key watch. HSBC has Honasa has come out with a report on Honasa with a buy rating and a target price of 570. They believe that the management key takeaways have indicated positivity going forward. Company is gearing up for a journey of 20% plus structural growth over the next several years, consistent margin expansion through its house of brands strategy, and they aim to garner larger share of several high growth personal care categories as well going forward. So those are some of the reports that we are keeping a keen eye out on, Shail.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the right time to welcome our two dear friends, Mr. Gaurang Shah, Senior Vice President for Geojit Financial Services, and Mr. Kiran Jani, Head for Technical Research at Jainam Broking. A very good morning to you, Gaurang, and a very warm welcome to you, Kiran ji. We've always had this pleasure of taking some very good advice from both of you. Gaurang, to you first, and we'll be firing the chart of Geojit Financial Services before we begin conversation with Gaurang. It was up 18% yesterday, and Sakshi, I had this conversation. This is Gaurang's doing. Gaurang, ESOP वगैरह मिला या क्या? It's at a record high.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद शैल भाई, आपका इस मंच पर आमंत्रित करने के लिए। आपका और साक्षी का सभी को प्रणाम और शुभ प्रभात हमारे तरफ से। अब पता नहीं हमने कौन सी दुश्मनी निभाई आपसे कि ये आप प्रश्न हमसे पूछ रहे हो, क्योंकि अगर ये प्रश्न का हमने उत्तर दे दिया तो शायद साक्षी का या आपका असिस्टेंट बनकर मुझे दिल्ली में आना पड़ेगा, और पेइंग गेस्ट की रहने की सुविधा भी आपको ही करनी।
आपको तो आना ही है। वो याद है, एक वो हमारा छोले भटूरे का राउंड वो तैयार है, लेकिन हम आपके असिस्टेंट बनेंगे गौरांग जी। आप तो क्या कहते हैं, मतलब बिल्कुल ही इस बाजार के त्रिमूर्तियों में से एक हैं।
ये धन्यवाद आपका, हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आप ऐसी शब्दावली का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस उत्तर का जवाब तो मैं दे नहीं सकता हूँ, ये आपको पता है। औपचारिक स्तर पर तो हमें प्रतिबंधित किया गया है और मैं सक्षम भी नहीं हूँ इस प्रश्न का उत्तर देने के लिए। लेकिन एक चीज कह सकता हूं मैं, ये कोई राय नहीं है जियोजित के ऊपर, क्योंकि वो मैं दे नहीं सकता, लेकिन हम काम अच्छा कर रहे हैं और मैंने हमेशा एक चीज, आई ऑलवेज मेंटेन वन थिंग शैल भाई, इज दैट इफ यू आर पॉजिटिव ऑन द इंडियन इक्विटी मार्केट्स, then you need to be positive on the associated entities which provide or facilitate the platform services for enabling investment into Indian equity market. That's as simple as that. And by the grace of God, we've been doing well, and numbers are also coming in line with what we had estimated. So, it's business as usual, but हमारे शेयर के दाम तो आप लोग निर्धारित करते हैं, हम कौन होते हैं?
जी जी। गौरंग जी, इस छोटी सी वार्तालाप के पीछे एक कारण ये भी था कि आपको ये महसूस कराया जाए कि आप हमारे साथ नहीं भी होते तो आप हमारी सोच में होते।
आप सभी को सादर प्रमाण, हमें इस लायक समझा आप लोगों ने, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
चलिए, तो अब आपसे वार्तालाप शुरू करते हैं और सबसे पहले कोचीन शिपयार्ड, गार्डन रीड शिपयार्ड और माझगांव डॉक की चर्चा करते हैं। गौरांग जी, आपने अक्सर इन शेयर्स पर अपनी छाप छोड़ी है, बुरे वक्त में खरीदवाया है और अब एक बहुत बढ़िया टेल विंड आपको आती हुई दिख रही है सरकार की तरफ से। इनके बारे में कुछ टिप्पणी।
तो पहले तो मैं आपको एक बात याद दिला दूं, जो पिछले हफ्ते आपने घी शक्कर हमें भेजा था, उसका स्वाद हमने बहुत लिया। हमने कहा था एक नया सर्वोच्चम स्तर बनेगा बाजार में। ये बुधवार की बात है, पिछले हफ्ते की, और बुधवार का स्तर लीजिए और आज का स्तर देख लीजिए शैल भाई। तो वो देसी घी के लिए और शक्कर के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। रक्षा क्षेत्र पर तो मैं क्या कहूं शैल भाई, मेरे ख्याल से मैं जितना कुछ कहूं उतना कम है। I have always maintained a positive stance on the defense sector. I will speak about the sector primarily because Cochin Shipyard, Shelby, is under review right now because of the numbers. We are analyzing the targets on Cochin Shipyard. But during the IPO, whether it is Cochin Shipyard, Mazgaon Dock, Bharat Dynamics, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, or any other fundamentally previously listed company like BEL, these are the companies that speak volumes for itself. I am not talking about the intraday short-term run-up. I am only talking about the fundamentals, Shailji, and fundamentals are extremely strong. Just yesterday or day before yesterday, we heard that the upgradation of Su-30 Mk-1 fighter jets has been allocated to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for a price tag of, I think, about 26 or 27,000 crores. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is what I have been saying right from the beginning, that the order book for the defense sector is not going to end in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It is going to last at least for 3 to 5 years. And possibly if we get the opportunity of exports in overseas market, then this order book is going to swell to the level which possibly you and me cannot even think of right now. That's the kind of, opportunity that lies. And mind you, Shailji, we are right now witnessing, I think there were about 3 or 4 prohibited lists from the Ministry of Defense for which India used to import from other countries. I am given to understand that there are going to be a couple of more prohibited lists which is going to come through, which will be a great opportunity for relative companies which are actually active in those kind of categories. So, not to forget, these stocks have rallied 50, 100, 150, 200% or maybe more. So what if it has to correct 30, 40, 50%? I mean, what is the big deal? Look at the long-term growth story, boss. Why are you looking at short-term, very minor profitable opportunities?
Very good morning to you, Gaurang ji. And you rightly pointed out, these stocks have fallen about 30%, and we get viewers' questions every day on daily calls as to what should one strategy be, because everybody is feeling stuck at higher levels because they bought these defense stocks when they were in a one-way up run-up. Now, yesterday there was another big trigger. The Defense Council has now approved 10 capital acquisitions proposals worth about 1.45 lakh crore rupees. Will that be a further trigger to pull up these stocks after this decline of 25-30% odd, do you believe?
So, Sakshi, thank you and morning to you as well. It's not going to be a miracle. I mean, don't expect these stocks to jump up 30%. Let me be very honest over here. These stocks were corrected, and I think there was already an obituary written about these companies. I don't want to name that particular institution, but some of them have given a lower targets of some is down 60-70%. I mean, God help those people who have come out with this kind of logic. Not to forget, there are mutual funds now dedicated to the defense theme. So you will have buying coming in from those funds who have recently got floated. I think Aditya Birla has recently closed. Before that, it was Motilal Oswal Defense. Before that, it was HDFC Defense. So, I mean, these stocks will recover, Sakshi, because they've corrected 30%, maybe they'll recover 5-10%. But don't expect it to jump 30% in a fortnight or maybe a month's time. That's not going to be possible. You need to be patient with these kind of investments.
Right. At this point, we'll also welcome Mr. Kiran Jani, Head of Technical Research at Jainam Broking, who's also joined us on the panel. Warm welcome to you, Kiranji, and good to have you with us. In the extension of the discussion on defense, yesterday we saw HAL lead the rally. It was Mazagon that went up almost 8-9% or 5% up for both Garden Reach Shipbuilders and several other stocks as well that joined the party. After yesterday's this big move that I'm discussing on the Defence Council, do you think time is right to at least start nibbling into some of the stocks? Has the bottom been made in the near term?
Very good morning, everyone. So overall, if you look at the defense sector, it has given a very fantastic result return in last 1 year. So as of now, if you look at the daily chart or maybe weekly chart or monthly chart, the momentum indicator is getting into the overbought territory. Recently, we have seen post-budget, overall defense sector has corrected sharply. Stock specific, if you look at Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach, BDL, they all are corrected in two digits. So as of now, at current market price, we are not recommending clients to enter fresh in this sector. Whoever is holding this particular stock, they can hold with a stop loss of 100 days moving average or maybe 200 days moving average. And for fresh buying, let's wait and watch. So as of now, we are not very keen to enter into the defense sector, provided it has given a very good rally. And we expect this particular sector or a stock specific, they are into the time correction zone. So we are not expecting this year or maybe next year, the stock price or this particular sector can give a good return.
Okay, got it. Chaliye, Kiranji, we will also ask you what are the other key stocks that you will be looking at for today then, if not defense?
So within defense, if you look at, it is not exactly the defense stock, but Larsen and Turbo, one can look into the mind. Reason being, the stock was into the consolidation since long time. February month 2024, stock price made a high of 37,3,800 and post that during election result time, it went to 4,000 also. But however, it corrected from that level also. And currently it is trading somewhere around 3,700. Trading above is all important moving averages. And as I said, since last 8 months, it is not generated any kind of a return. So Larsen and Turbo looks very good at current market prices. When it dips towards 3,600 would be the buy opportunity. Keep strict stop loss below 35.50 and we can expect price target of somewhere around 38, 3,900 in upcoming time. So at current market price, if you compare the defense sector, the most important is the return of capital or a margin of safety. So considering margin of safety, Larsen and Turbo looks very good. So one can go long on Larsen and Turbo.
Namaste Kiranji and a very warm welcome to you, sir. Crude oil has wiped out all its gains in 2024, now below $75 a barrel. Within the OMCs, which is BP, HP and IOC, which is the top chart according to you, which has more potential than others on the long side?
So as crude is coming down, definitely the refinery stocks can get some more benefit. So looking at HPCL and BPCL and IOC chart, all out of three, we are liking BPCL at current market price. Reason being, stock price has given a big ascending triangle pattern breakout. It has consolidated previously also from 360 level to 320 level. It corrected also where it got support of 50 days, 20 days moving average. And from that, it's back into the its rising trend line, or it is given again a fresh breakout. Momentum indicator is also in bullish zone. So one can go long on BPCL at current market price. Keep very strict stop loss below 335 and we can expect price target of 380, 400 in upcoming time.
Gaurang, let me come to you as well. I wanted to also understand from you, there's a lot more happening in the IPO space. So how are you really assessing that space? We are heading into a Bajaj Housing Finance IPO pretty soon. We've seen a stellar listing of Premier Energies. We've also seen Gala, Bazaar Style all open up. So there's a lot more action happening right here. Have you assessed some of the IPOs right here? Do they bring up any more exciting opportunities than secondary markets?
So I think Bajaj Finance, we'll have to wait for my team to possibly come out with the IPO note. I'm sure it will be out very soon. The guys are working on it, Sakshi. So give me some time for that, and possibly we can discuss this particular thing. And what I'm extremely excited about and pleased, Sakshi, is that the number of IPOs that we have seen in FY24 and whatever we've seen from beginning of this calendar year FY20 last year, that was FY24, and this year FY25, whatever we've seen, and from beginning of this year from Jan 24, it is very much necessary for quality paper to come into the market. Given the kind of liquidity that we have seen coming into the market, I think had it been for the IPO market with good business and valuation coming, there would be a case of excess liquidity, and it would have been a scenario which we've seen earlier, wherein too much of liquidity chasing very few stocks, which leads to a price going above the level which is of the comfort zone. So I'm glad that these kind of papers are coming, and these companies, which are some of them which are coming, are having very sound business, great management, and more importantly, the outlook of the business is very, very strong. I will only request BTTV viewers that please go through the prospectus, go through the recommendation before investing into an IPO. We have heard a case wherein an SME IPO came in with an expectation of 12 crores and got somewhere close to about 4,000 times what they wanted, and there was absolutely no sense in that business. So one needs to be careful when it comes to investing in IPO. I'm talking about long-term investments, not listing gains.
Absolutely. Gaurang, I think that's the audacity of hope versus the reality of life. And that's how the beauty of markets is, that it shows us both sides of the coin as quickly as possible. A very quick one, Kiranji, from you before markets open. Indigo, record high already, a very strong block deal that happened recently, and crude oil below 2024 levels. What are the charts telling you? Very quickly, please. The markets are about to open.
So Indigo has already given a breakout from its consolidation pattern. So definitely we are expecting prices to rise. So any tips towards 4750, 4700 would be the great buy. Keep strict stop loss below 4700. We can expect price target of 5000 for sure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first tick on the Nifty. It's a bit painful, but we'll take it in our stride. The 10 EMA has been taken out by the bears. 25,056 for you. It's a down tick of 218 rupees. This will improve and improve for the better. Just for the record, let's look at what HDFC Bank is doing. 1705. It's being used as a vehicle to manage the pain on the Nifty, up 4%. Again, this will also come down. BPCL in the green, 356. Coal India about 0.7% higher. Let's look at the most losers here. We'll be focusing on stocks that have sort of dipped. I want to see what ICICI Bank and Axis Bank are doing. Axis is down 1.2%. Remember, today it's the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty as well. We have ICICI Bank 0.2% lower, 1245. Infosys is flat. This is interesting, 1941. I'll take a look at what L&T is doing. L&T for the moment is a defense play within the Nifty, down 0.6%, 3665. And how about Reliance? Reliance flat, 3017. So nothing much happening on the Nifty, and the pain has sort of eased, just 60 points lower. We'll talk about the Nifty and the Bank Nifty a little later also. NSE 500s upwards and onwards. Let us look at the top gainers here. You have HAL 1.7% higher. You have Hindustan Aeronautics a percent higher. Garden Reach is 0.8% higher. I'm purposely marking defense. 0.5% higher on BDL, and Masgaon is 0.5% higher. So nothing much happening in terms of enthusiasm when it comes to this 1.45 lakh crore purchase. HPCL is up 1%. So it's a very muted start, maybe because of the overall weakness in the broader markets. A very quick one on the losers side, they need to be watched. Okay, GIC Ray 4.4% lower, 402. This is the OFS boy today. Keep an eye out on this one. What else is weakening? Adani Power 2.75% lower, 641. And in terms of losses on the most active side, RBL Bank 4.7% lower, 215.8. So this is how the markets have opened. The Nifty is now 130 points lower, 25,150. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation and talk about the pharma space. One of the blowouts that's happened, Gaurang, on the last 4 weeks is pharma. You've always mentioned your enthusiasm for frontline pharma companies such as Divi's, Sun, Lupin. Do you still see momentum ahead, or is the best part out of the system?
So I think short-term, medium-term corrections cannot be ruled out given the kind of rally. For example, Lupin, I mean, this stock was at 600 rupees share. Nobody wanted to touch it. It was an untouchable stock in the pharma universe. And look at it where it is today. It is at 2200 plus. So one cannot say, I think corrections cannot be ruled out. But to say that the rally is over from a long-term point of view, we seriously don't think so. We still maintain a positive view on Lupin, Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, Divi's Laboratories, Cipla, Zydus Life, Zydus Wellness, Aurobindo, Natco Pharma. And if you are positive on pharma, then I think you should be positive on diagnosis, something like Dr. Lal Path Labs, and healthcare services, wherein you have Apollo Hospital, Narayan Rudala, and Fortis Healthcare. I think it's an entire universe which is interconnected to each other.
Okay. Got it. Well, let's get you, Kiranji, into the conversation as well to help us understand, the key sectors that you'll be focused on. Will IT and pharma continue to drive this next leg of momentum in the markets, or where do you think the fresh money will flow into?
So see, looking at current setup, the moment yesterday we have seen that some part of correction is happening on US market, even though this month is expecting a rate cut from US. So IT has given a far good return. Even last week, Shailji discussed about this thing also, that IT index has given a more than 20% kind of a return. So as of now, IT has that tailwind definitely. But looking at current market setup, we are very much keen to look into the FMCG stock, look at Dabur, look at ITC, look at HUL. Those are the stocks which have not given a return since last 6 months, 7 months. So we are looking opportunity there in those levels. So HUL at current market price, one can go long, keep a strict stop loss below 2700, and we can expect price target of 2900 to 3000 in upcoming time. So FMCG is the sector which we are liking for this month.
906, ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty is settling just as what the GIFT Nifty had predicted, about 140, 150 points lower. We'll take it in our stride. One thing I want to mention is that it's the Bank Nifty that has now shown signs of strength. And we'll get Kiranji's view on ICICI Bank and Axis. Both of them headed towards what I believe will be record highs. Your view, Kiranji, on these stocks, ICICI and Axis?
So I don't know whether you have remember or not. Last week when we discussed about the Bank Nifty, and we said that Bank Nifty is underperformed, and there are chances that Bank Nifty can outperform, and if it outperforms, there are two stocks which we are liking. One is HDFC and another is ICICI. So HDFC hasn't moved yet, but there are chances HDFC can also move. Coming to the coming to the ICICI, ICICI has given a breakout from its rounding bottom pattern, and looking at the daily chart, we can expect price target of 1270, 1280 in upcoming time. So any dips towards 1220, 1230 would be the great buy. keep strict stop loss of 1200, and we are expecting price target of 1280. And another stock, as I discussed, but you also asked about the Axis Bank. Axis Bank is underperformance. As of now, prices is taking a support of 100 days moving average, giving a small breakout on intraday chart. It's rectangle pattern breakout. So at current market price, anyone can go long on Axis Bank. Keep strict stop loss of 1170, and if it is 1170 holding, then we can expect price target of 1230, 1214 upcoming time. And one more stock which we are like, that is HDFC. So one can go long on HDFC also.
Right. Gaurang, your view on this PSU banking setup, a very respected, how should I say, brokerage house has come with a report saying that it sees a crunch coming in for NIMs, especially for mid-sized PSU banks. While I don't want you to respond on the brokerage, but what would be your, say, maybe 6 to 9 month view of net interest margins in the PSU banking space, especially mid-sized, given the fact that we are now headed for a rate cut?
So rate cut, well, definitely is on the card, Shell. There's no doubt about it. But I think you need to be careful as well as some of the mid-size, small-size PSU banks are concerned. Not only will they have a little bit of difficulty in terms of mobilizing of deposits and maintaining their, advances and deposit run rate, but they will also have some issue with respect to earnings. That is what my understanding is. Having said that, I think there are some 6 names in the PSU banking universe that we are positive on. State Bank of India, Canara Bank, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, PNB, and Indian Bank. We believe that these names are relatively much better placed in terms of earnings visibility and price appreciation.
Okay, another thing, Gaurang, that I wanted to understand from you is within the mid and the small cap space, what is your sense going forward from here? How are you looking at this space? 3-4 months back, there was a lot of froth that was being discussed in this space. That kind of a discomfort started to shift to the SME IPO space right now. Mid and small caps are again gaining some traction. How should a fresh investor be approaching the broader markets?
If you are a fresh investor, then, and if you are attracted toward the small cap or micro cap or even mid cap universe, then you need to have one thing very clear in your mind is your risk taking capability and capacity. And my humble request is that if you are new and fresh into the market, don't try to venture over there, because that's the zone wherein you might face a lot of turbulence in terms of price volatility. The biggest problem, Sakshi, is the earnings catch up with small cap and micro cap universe. Unless and until you see that happening, I think you are going to see some serious bouts and cuts of profit booking in the small stroke micro cap universe, which may lead to a lot of pain with retail investors in case if you ventured over there. Mid cap also there is an issue, and I think if we are going to see whatever opening we are witnessing right now with the kind of red tick that is there on the Sensex Nifty, possibly you might have to fasten your seatbelts today with respect to broader markets, that is mid, small, and micro cap universe. So I'm not saying that everything is bad. I don't want to paint everything with the same brush and color, but one needs to be careful at the same time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the markets have settled in the pre-open. The Nifty is on a back foot, 190 points lower, 25,089. Bank Nifty, whose weekly expiry we will be tracking today, 325 points down. The IT index 535 points down, and the Nifty 500, our broadest measure, which gauges trader investor sentiment, the short-term sentiment, is trying to open 176 points lower, 23,611. While these numbers on their own look a bit painful, but remember, we've had this fantastic rally for the last 14 sessions, a record of sorts on the Lal Street. On the Nifty alone, we've added about 1,300 points, and of those 1,300, the market is trying to claw back about 190. Nothing to be worried about at all. Kiranji, now prices are going to be correcting, would you have a list of maybe two mid caps and two large caps which you want to add at lower levels? Please mention those levels and those two names. What looks good on the medium term technical chart which should be purchased via the dip?
So coming to the mid cap stocks, UPL we are liking at even a current market price. So I will share a stock like at current market price also, and on dip also you can accumulate. So one is UPL, we are liking at current market price, and even can go long at current market price. It was a very much underperformer stock. Now it is trading above its 200 days moving average. The momentum indicator is getting into the bullish zone, and any dips towards 570, 580 would be the great buy. So keep on radar. Any dips toward 570, 580, it's a good buy. Keep a strict stop loss of 550, and upcoming time we can expect price target of 670, 700 for sure. Another stock which we are liking from large cap, that is from IT sector, and that is Wipro. So Wipro at current market price is somewhere around 530, 535. We can see on daily price chart it has even a breakout from inverted head and shoulder pattern. Overall, under the IT sector, we are seeing that even in large cap IT, Wipro was an underperformer. Now on daily and weekly chart, it has given a very good breakout. So we can expect Wipro can be a good bet at current market price. The safety is also there. Technically looks very sound. So at current market price or any tips toward 520 would be the great buy. Keep strict stop loss of 470, and we can expect price target of somewhere around 600 once again. So Wipro, UPL. Another stock from logistic, that is VRL Logistic. VRL Logistic yesterday has given a fantastic move. If you look at its daily price chart, stock price above its 200 days moving average after almost 6 or 8 months. Number one. Number two, we can see a very good base somewhere around 520, 530. Multiple bullish diversions are also there. We had discussed this stock somewhere around 570. From 570 stock corrected to 520 10 level, and from that yesterday we have seen some 10-15% movement, and stock price closes about 610. So here also any dips toward 580, 570, again a very good bet. One can go long on VRL Logistic. Keeps strict stop loss below somewhere around 510, and we can expect price target of 800 for downline of 8 to 7 months. And last stocks, it is from Pharma, which is Biocon. So look at Biocon's daily price chart or a weekly price chart. It is giving a breakout from double bottom pattern. Once again, underperformer stock. Now we can expect, because there are multiple breakout we are seeing on daily and weekly chart. So Biocon can be a good bet at current market price or any dips towards 340, 330. Keep a strict stop loss of 300, and we can expect price target somewhere around 500, 600 in upcoming time. So Biocon is little longer time frame kind of a call. Rest everyone, you can expect price target of 6 to 7 months.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty opens with a 160 point gap down. The Bank Nifty is down 240 on its weekly expiry day, and there is an intense bout of profit booking on the Nifty IT index, down 760 points or 1.8%. The Nifty 500 is about 0.5% lower. All 10 index heavyweights are down except for HDFC Bank. I'll keep an eye out on HDFC Bank for two reasons. It will be used by traders and smart investors to balance the loss on the Nifty. What is in pain? ITC 1% lower, 504. Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv about 0.5 and 1% lower. Remember, they've rallied for 4 or 5 days, nothing to be worried about. How about Axis and ICICI? They set the tone for the Bank Nifty. 0.5% lower on each, nothing to be worried about. Reliance 18 rupees lower, 3,000. Nothing to be worried about. Let's go very quickly into the NSE 500. Taking it away is Mazgaon, 1% higher, 44.94. Let's just take a peek into defense to begin with. Okay, there's a shade of green. Garden Reach 2% higher, 1952. Cochin 0.5% higher at 1893. A strong move coming into Midhani and BEML. These are the counters that are reacting to the government push of 1.45 lakh crore rupees in terms of new equipment purchase. Let's look at top gainers. Okay, it's Garden Reach. Kiranji, please keep a chart ready. I'm going to come to you. BPCL 1.8% higher, 361.50. HPCL 1.5% higher. Remember, this is the crude impact. IOC 1.2% higher. This is something we've marked. Asian Paints 1% higher. Lower crude means cheaper raw material for Asian Paints. What else is moving? I was hoping to see Glaxo Pharma here because they've got a huge income tax refund notice. We'll keep that in eye sometime a little later. A very quick view on F&O stocks. Okay, it's the 5 counters that I had mentioned. BP, HP, IOC, Asian Paints and Pidilite are the top gainers. Market is defensive. Sun Pharma 0.5% higher. Let's look at the overall performance in terms of advanced decline ratios. It's a bit painful. 550 stocks are in the green compared with 1530 which are in the red. We tracked 19 indices for you. All 19 of them are in the red, led by the IT index down 1.6%, metals down 1.4%, PSU Bank down 1.3%. The Nifty is about 190 points lower, 25,094, which is actually the 10 EMA. Let us see whether it gets violated or not. Kiranji, now very quickly, do we take a position in Garden Reach 1.1% higher 1935 or do we stay away?
So as we discussed in morning, definitely we are not looking to take a bet on Garden Reach for the investment, but looking at the intraday point of view or maybe 1 or 2 days trading point of view, definitely one can go long on Garden Reach as it has given a breakout from 1870, 1850 cluster resistance. So one can go long at current market price, strict stop loss of 1860, and if 1860 is held, then we can expect price target of 2050, 2100 in upcoming time. So keep on radar of Garden Reach, and any dips toward 1900 would be the great buy.
Okay, got it. Clearly, it's the oil and gas space and the paint space that's been garnering some moves today. In the F&O also, there is BPCL that's up 1.7%. IOC follows next. Then you have Asian Paints, HPCL, all of them in the thick of action. Within the Nifty, there are only 3 stocks which are in the green now: BPCL, Asian Paints, and Sun Pharma. All the sectoral indices are down and out right now. IT stocks down by 1.5%. Metals dragging 1.5% as well. PSU Banks 1.3% lower in trade. 3 of the top sectoral losers at this point in time. The India VIX is up by about 3.5% right now at 14.3 odd levels, viewers. So it's started off as a weekday, but those several pockets which are showing a green tick is somewhere where we'll focus on. Gaurang, getting you into the oil and gas story right here. How would you be playing the dip in crude oil prices? Where do you think this stands to benefit the most?
So I think flight to safety, definitely Sakshi, Pharma and IT are the by default sectors that come into the spotlight whenever we have this kind of profit booking. And in fact, on Monday we had given out a video on YouTube from our company's channel, Geodit Spotlight. We had mentioned that since we have rallied for almost about 14 odd days, there is going to be a bout of profit booking. We witnessed that on Monday itself. Yesterday was a day of consolidation. Very narrow range it was. And today we've seen a little bit of deep, dark red on the street. 25,000 and 24,800. These are the 2 levels on the Nifty spot lower side that one is to watch out for. It would be interesting to see the last 1 hour in case if there is some buying coming in or in the second half of the day. But IT and Pharma, I think these are the 2 spotlights.
$921, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit of a day when the entire market is on the back foot, but this is the only reason why I see stocks at record highs in a time when there is pain. It shows the strength where money is moving in. So ladies and gentlemen, get your purses ready and look at Kalyan Jewellers, 643, down 1%, but nevertheless a record high. Eris Life Sciences from the pharma space and holding forth for the Bajaj Group ahead of possibly an IPO after maybe a decade and a half, if I'm not wrong, maybe even longer. Bajaj Holdings 10,982, about 0.7% higher. Volume buzzers coming in, stocks that are showing strong gains and very high volumes. Prism Johnson, okay, Now this is something that needs to be looked into. Kiranji, coming to you, 3.5% higher. This is a mid-cap cement player, possibly a takeover candidate. 182 rupees. What are the charts telling you? 1.5 times the average on a day when the broader market is down. Already 19 lakh shares traded. Prism Johnson.
So looking at Prism Johnson daily price chart, the stock price has given a breakout from its ascending triangle pattern, number one. Number two, stock price is also trading above its 200 days moving average. And since last 2 days, including today, the volumes are very much high comparing to the average 20 days volume. So it's a price volume breakout, definitely considering. At current market price, one can go long, keep very strict stop loss of 160, and we can expect price target of 200 in upcoming time. So a very good bet, definitely one can go long.
Okay, let's again look at some of the pockets that could be discussed at this point in time. Apollo Hospitals is picking up pace as well. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation. You know, the healthcare pack, you definitely said Pharma is this safe haven place where investors are definitely pouring in the money. Within the Pharma pack, how are you looking at particularly the hospital space? Is this a space that garners all the attention too?
Sakshi, I think if you're looking at pharma, then you have to look at a combined universe, and which is very closely interlinked. That is pharma, healthcare, which is hospitals and diagnosis, wherein you have companies like Dr. Lal Path Labs. In healthcare and hospitals, well, there are three names: Apollo Hospital, Narayan Rudale, and Fortis Healthcare. If my pockets are deep enough, then I would definitely go for Apollo Hospital. If not, then you can pick either from Narayan Rudale or Fortis Healthcare.
Okay. It's the small cap 100 index that's now pulling up in trade. Let me read out some of the names that are pulling up in this market where the traction is coming in. Castrol is up 3%. Raymond is up 3%. Remember, this is after yesterday's press conference, and the company is indicating three-way listing now going to go forward from here. NMDC Steel, JB Chemicals and Pharma, Triveni Turbine, Honasa Consumer, there's a brokerage house report there, and a 1.5% uptick can be seen on this one. Some more stocks like Blue Star, Shyam Metallics, Seat, Cochin Shipyard, IEX, again there is news flow there of higher volumes coming in. Some of these pockets are actually doing very well at this point in time. Let's get Kiran into the conversation. Small caps, where would you focus on right now?
We are liking two stocks at current market after opening. Raymond, you already mentioned. It was in our radar since yesterday. The stock price has given a breakout from its ascending triangle pattern on intraday price chart. Current market price is 2170. One can long at current market price or any dips toward 2150. Keep a strict stop loss of 2100, and we can expect price target of 2300 in upcoming time. Another stock is we are liking is Nykaa. If you look at the current market price, the stock price is trading somewhere around 207. The previously we have seen the stock price consolidated somewhere around 200 to 210. After that, the breakout came in, stock price touched to 230 to 35 level. So now at current market price, consider as a previous breakout retesting. Looking at current fall, there is a lack of volume. So definitely we can expect it's a good bet at current market price. One can go long on Nykaa 207. Keep a strict stop loss below 200, and we can expect price target of 230 in upcoming time. So Nykaa and Raymond both are our preferred choice.
$926, ladies and gentlemen. The Nifty is trying to claw back its lost momentum in early trade, and you see it now above 25,109. While it seems to be an uphill task for it to recover 171 points, which is when it will be flat out, but it will be the most crucial test of Indian markets as to how they react to global volatility. Remember, we've ignored almost everything and charted our own course towards record highs. Not only will this be critical, what will also be important is where the Bank Nifty closes on its weekly expiry day. And let's just look at the lone stock that I am interested in the frontline space, HDFC Bank. It will be used, as I say, to balance the fall on the Nifty. And back in the green, Sakshi, no surprises here. Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance. These are the twins that are sort of rocking it for the Bajaj Group ahead of the planned IPO of Bajaj Housing. Kiranji, what do you like better, Bajaj Finance or Bajaj Finserv? Both of them have been underperformers for the last 1 year. What looks good?
So the first choice is Bajaj Finance for sure. Reason being, this is the third time Bajaj Finance is testing 7400 level. Previously, twicely Bajaj Finance came to 7400 level and then it goes down somewhere around 6400. This is the third time the stock price is trading above its 7400 level. Number one. Number two, stock price has given a breakout from its a steep falling trend line also. And this time when prices is coming above 7400, we can see the volume is very massively is happening. So it's a clear cut price volume breakout at current market price. One can go long at current market price or any dips towards 72, 7100. Keep a strict stop loss below 7100, and this time we can expect price target of 78, 7900. With Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv, last time we discussed about the NBFC space where we discussed about Canfin Home also. So overall NBFC space we are liking, and within the NBFC space Bajaj Finance definitely would be the preferred choice.
Okay. Got it. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation as well. Gaurang, paint stocks, are you going to be looking at favorably now, right ahead of the festive season? They have laid low for a long time, especially led by weakness in the numbers, led by the leader Asian Paints as well. But are things going to improve in the second half? Do you believe Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Kansai Nerolac, are you looking at any of those?
Well, I for one definitely think, Sakshi, that you need to add color to your portfolio. And honestly speaking, I think it is always prudent to have some wonderful shades in your life. So, paint industry is not only a beneficiary of festive season, but paint industry is also a beneficiary of the revival of real estate sector. And along with that, you have a focused effort from the government in terms of infra development as well as rural and semi-urban India housing affordabilities and improvement over there. So along with that, you have a downtake because the Libyan crude is likely to come in the market if there is a resolution. And that's the reason why you see 5% cut on crude oil prices. This was a belief some time back, Sakshi. With technology getting advanced, paint companies have also shifted their dependency from crude to water-based paints, which are equally durable like your oil-based paints. So we like Asian Paints, we like Berger Paints, we like Kansai Nerolac.
And nothing in the paints market can work without Pidilite. So you might have 4 or 5 major paint companies and a disruptor in the form of Birla Paints, but all of them, without doubt, cannot work without Pidilite. Fevicol का जोड़ किरण जी बहुत मजबूत. What are the charts telling you at record highs? Is this something still worth adding, or should we stay away from these lofty charts?
No, definitely one can look into the Pidilite chart. On daily price chart, it is giving a breakout from recent consolidation. Considering the monthly chart, diagonally stock price is going on higher top higher bottom pattern only. And at the daily price chart, a fresh breakout is happening. So definitely one can look into this particular stock price at current market price. Keep a strict stop loss of 3100 or below 3100. Looking at recent consolidation and the price pattern breakout, we can expect at least a 250 to 300 point rally. So risk reward ratio is somewhere around 1:1 or 1:1.5. But looking at safety point of view, one can go long on Pidilite at current market price. Keep stop loss of 3100 for the target of 34, 3500 in upcoming time.
Fair point. This is what the chart is saying. And Sakshi, I think off the blocks is HPCL. Kiranji, Hind Petro, record high. What does one do?
When you ask me about BPCL and HPCL, I gave a view on BPCL. Reason being, HPCL already in our portfolio. So for disclaimer point of view, I didn't give view. But looking at overall chart pattern, it's look very good. The similar pattern on BPCL daily price chart also. So we can expect similar move on BPCL very soon. Coming to the HPCL, looking at price chart pattern, we can expect price target of 460, 470 in upcoming time. Overall, a big ascending triangle pattern breakout is there. So the targets are very much higher. One can lead this rally, ride this rally with the stop loss of 400.
Okay, got it. Kiran, apart from this, like I was touching base upon the festive season up move going forward, are you favorably looking at the consumer durable space, the white goods space as well? Do you think the time for an uptick in this space could come in with the festive season sales being announced soon, which will start in September end? Do you think this space will garner more attention?
Yes, definitely. So as I mentioned earlier also that we are liking FMCG, the reason being a festival season only. Now coming to the white goods, or we are also liking a retail stocks, the fashion retail stocks like Aditya Birla, Trent already given a very fantastic return. So at current market price, we are not looking for that particular stock. But Nykaa, we already discussed, again a platform where people can buy and everything. So that theme is already there. One can definitely look into this theme, and at current market price, Nykaa we already discussed. Aditya Birla Fashion is into the underperformer within the sector, so one can look into the Aditya Birla Fashion at current market price. Any dips towards 300 would be the great buy. If 300 is held, then we can expect price target of 350, 380 in upcoming time. So Aditya Birla Fashion at current market price, definitely one can look.
Okay, got it. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation as well. When it comes to the retail space specifically, we have seen how Trent has rallied and outperformed within this space. What next after this if one really needs to take an exposure in the retail space? What is the best way to go about selecting some stocks within this pack? Should one stay with Trent? Do you think there is still a leadership move that can continue? Or do you think there are second and third movers that one should focus on now?
So Trent has been a great performer and it continued to do that, given the kind of pedigree that it comes from and the opportunity that lies ahead. And one interesting phenomena that I have noticed, Sakshi, is that, slowly and steadily, people like you and me have started to shift from online e-commerce to, footfalls, actual footfalls, uh, offline that is. And that number is increasing. At least for me, what I've experienced is when you buy from e-commerce online, the though your price will be good in terms of competitiveness on online and offline, but the problem is with the quality. And I've had some really terrible experiences because the product shown to you online is something different and what you get after ordering is absolutely different. So that's what I think realization is seeping in. I think offline numbers in terms of footfalls are increasing for this retail clients. And we like Aditya Birla Fashion and Shoppers Stop. I'm not saying that trend is bad, but only because we don't have coverage, I have to go by the regulation.
Right. Gaurang, I think what you say is peculiar to people in our age group. But when you look at Sakshi's profile and people, in the teens who are very, very aggressive shoppers on the online, they have no qualms and no problems at all. They will order 10 pairs of shoes and choose one and send back 9. And neither does the company create a ruckus, nor is the this young teen shopper worried about. I know this for a fact because the only people who come to our home during the day are people from Amazon, people from Flipkart, and so on and so forth. So this is a new India, and a new India which is a consumerist India rather than savers like the three of us on the screen. Only Sakshi spends and all of us save. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit on e-commerce and m-commerce and now quick commerce. I believe you get stuff delivered within 10 minutes at your doorstep. It worries me with the kind of traffic that you have in Delhi, but such is life, and this is what is being appreciated by the market. The latest funding round of Zepto was oversubscribed maybe 2-3 times. So please keep that in mind. And what's moving are housing finance companies. I think there is a very strong move coming in on PNB Housing and Canfin Homes. Kiranji, within the two, what do you like?
PNB Housing and so looking at PNC.
Canfin Homes.
Okay, so if you look at both the chart, definitely PNB Housing Finance on daily price chart has given a fantastic move, and it is into the heart of higher bottom pattern, a runaway counter. So at current market price, risk reward ratio is not that much favorable, but one who is holding this particular stock, they can hold with a stop loss of 1,000 rupees. Now, one who is missing from this NBFC space, because the Bajaj Finance is also from 6,800 to 7,400, and still people think that safety of margin is not there. They can definitely look into the Canfin Home at current market price. The fresh breakout from a inverted head and shoulder pattern at current market price, one can go long. Keep a strict stop loss below 860, and looking at price target, we can expect price target of 940, 960 in upcoming time. So Canfin Home, definitely one can.
Let's circle back to what Shail, you and Gaurang were discussing on the e-commerce and the quick commerce space, and I want to ask Gaurang as well. Of course, you wouldn't be shopping on Nykaa or on a Honasa consumer right now. Zomato for sure, all of you are, heavy buyers on an everyday basis, I know. And of course, you are keenly also watching out for when Swiggy will list. And whether there is a future in Zepto. I'm sure most of you would have already bought the unlisted shares of Swiggy and Zepto, I believe. So how are you looking at this space, Gaurang, and what would you tell investors?
So actually, this is a growing space, especially the food delivery platform. Along with that, they also have the regular household provisioning delivery platform. For example, Zomato has Blinkit and Swiggy has Instamart. And revenues from there, especially for Zomato, Blinkit has been a great game changer in terms of the acquisition. And you remember when the acquisition of Blinkit was done, there was a lot of noise on the street, especially on social media. The company was trolled for giving the kind of price tag it gave for Blinkit. And today, I think all those people who trolled and who gave a backlash are possibly drowning themselves in their own sorrows and tears, because it has been one of the top performers. So Zomato continues to be on our buy recommendation on the fundamental side. Swiggy, as and when the IPO comes in and we have more clarity in terms of financials and valuation, I think I'll be in a better position to talk about that at that point of time. Along with that, I think we have FNS e-commerce that was discussed a while back, Paytm, and both these names, remember Sakshi, the kind of trumpet that was blown when the listing and the valuation was done, and then the downfall in terms of a funeral. So after the correction and the steep downfall, we turned positive on these two names, that is Paytm and FNS e-commerce.
Okay, got it. Well, on that note, we'll thank you, Gaurang, for being with us on this very special edition and sharing with us all your thoughts and ideas. You know, we always are, in full spirits when you are here with us on Business Today Television and on Market Today. And hope you have a fantastic time till we get you soonest on our channel. And till that time, I hope you have a wonderful time.
Thank you so much, Sakshi. All the best to all of you.
Thank you so much. And we will continue our discussion with Kiran right there. Kiran, you've already given us your thoughts as far as the e-commerce space is concerned. But what else within the retail pack that you like?
Sorry, come again?
The retail space. Do you like anything right now?
So as of now, we are just waiting, wait and watch kind of a move, because the stock specific move is happening. So on retail space, we are liking platform companies. We already discussed Nykaa. So Paytm, I just wanted to re-rate at current market price. We already discussed Paytm very long back, and even this we are holding Paytm in our portfolio also. So one can look. We are looking at daily price chart. It is getting ready for the next move also. So today the price chart is priced somewhere around 605, 608. If price is holding 580 level, then we can expect within 10-15 days, we can see price target of 650, 700 for sure. So Paytm looking very good at current market price.
Okay, 9:41, ladies and gentlemen. Sakshi, what I see are signs of green everywhere. So, stocks are bouncing off days lows because they opened dramatically lower. It will be a learning experience today to check out the closing price of Nifty as also the bank Nifty. I'd just like to point out the lows that we've seen on bank Nifty are just a moment please. We have 51,295 and let me just raise that on a better chart. It will give you a nice uptick. The low is 51,282 and we are at 51,300. Okay, today is also the weekly expiry, so we'll keep that in mind. But across the board you see a very fine support coming in. We've discussed Hind Petro many times, no point getting it back into the conversation. Look at Balrampur Chini. This stock is doing pretty well, now above 600, needless to say around record highs, 2.5% higher. Look at Sakshi, Mayuresh's favorite, Bikaji Foods. I have a feeling that you'll see a digit change today, 894 on Bikaji Foods. And you know what is giving company to Bikaji Foods are all liquor stocks. Look at Radico Khaitan, look at Global Spirits, United Spirits. Kiranji, I'm sure you consume Bikaji Foods bhujia, but others I'm very sure you don't like at all. But within the charts, what looks good? Which is the best liquor stock according to you? And if you could just also help us with Bikaji Foods, where is it headed?
Coming to the first, Bikaji, definitely looking at daily price chart, it is giving a breakout from flag pattern. So current market price, if anyone want to go long, they can go long. Current price is 900 somewhere around. Keep a very strict stop loss of 840. The stop loss is bit down, deep down, but overall chart pattern is very good. We can expect price target of 1,000 and all. I definitely remember Mayuresh sir has discussed. We were together on that Friday, and the very good stock at current market price, one can go long. The stop loss of 840. Coming to the liquor stocks, United Spirit, I mean McDowell looks very good. The similar pattern like Bikaji is developing on intraday daily price chart. The ascending triangle pattern is getting breakout. Momentum indicator is also in bullish zone for United Spirit or McDowell. Stock price is trading above its all important moving averages. Volumes are also very good. So it, consider as a price volume breakout. One can go long at 1460, 1480 kind of a zone. Keep a strict stop loss below 1440 and we can expect price target of somewhere around 1550, 1560.
Got it. Well, 9:45, 15 minutes to go before we wind up this edition. The pharma space is further picking up pace now. So there are some of the counters that are pulling up like Mankind Pharma, Granules, JB Chemicals and Pharma, Sanofi, Natco Pharma as well, Glenmark, Zydus, all of them are picking up further pace. Laurus Labs, Lupin. It's a sector-wide move that we are now seeing on the pharma space. Kiranji, where would you continue to really look at pharma?
So within the pharma, as I mentioned, that we are expecting some price booking should happen. So we have a little bit negative news, or not negative news or a negative view, but the time correction should happen because the recent last month the pharma stock has given a fantastic return. So within pharma, the stock specific Syngene Pharma, Syngene International looks good at current market price. If any dips comes towards 870, 860 would be the great buy. Even at current market price, if anyone want to go long, they can go long on Syngene International. The current price is 880. Keep a strict stop loss below 860. And looking at price target, we are expecting somewhere around 920, 930. So Syngene looks good. Rest in pharma, we hospital stocks also looks good, or laboratory stocks. So hospital stocks or a Syngene, you can go long. Rest, just wait and watch.
Wait and watch. Okay, let's continue to look at some of the other pockets also. Grasim, I think, is picking up pace as well, but there is still far and few between green screen that we can actually look at right now. In the next Nifty 50, we have some FMCG stocks like Dabur and Marico now picking up pace. Colgate has picked up pace as well. Some cement makers, like I said, Grasim, now even Shree Cement is picking up pace as well within the real estate ancillaries. Within FMCG, I think more names are coming up now, even Godrej Consumer Products. So let's get that also into the conversation with Kiran. FMCG, where would you keep your attention? ITC is something that went on to record high levels in the last couple of days. And the mid-cap FMCG names, are you looking at those names versus the big four? Or where do you see more traction now, Kiran?
So within the FMCG, we already give a view on Hindustan Unilever, and we want to stay with that view only. Looking at Hindustan Unilever chart, overall it is a big rounding bottom pattern. It's getting breakout. Looking at weekly chart, a massive big bullish pattern is getting breakout. And generally, we have seen whenever market opens with such a uncertain gap down, then in this space, generally, FMCG gives support to the market. So looking at current market price, we like Hindustan Unilever very much at current market price. One can go long, keep a stick stop loss below 2,700, and we can expect price target of 3,000 for sure. So Hindustan Unilever would be the preferred choice in FMCG. Another choice which is Dabur. Dabur is also we discussed last particular week somewhere around 620, 630. From that particular level, stock price made a high of 660. Now again, it is consolidating. Looking at weekly chart, looking at intraday charts, it is developing inverted hand and shoulder pattern. So one can definitely go long on Dabur at current market price. Keep stick stop loss below 620, and we can expect price target of 700.
Got it. And beyond FMCG space as well, Bikaji Foods, as Shail was marking, it's already changed that digit that you were mentioning, Shail, 900 now.
Yes, Sakshi, I think all credit to Mayuresh and all credit to all those viewers who got into Bikaji Foods. That is the one that we are discussing. Remember, ever since this, I am requesting the PCR to please fire Bikaji Foods. Ever since this number has come on Haldiram's business being valued at a very aggressive 80,000 crore rupees by a very well-known private equity player. What has taken flight is this listed space of Bikaji Foods and companies such as Sapphire, as also others such as Varun Beverages, not to also to include Jubilant Foods and all. So essentially, Sakshi, this is the consumerist India which is getting reflected, and it's a plain simple business of consumption, where the story across platforms, whether it's aspirational India, whether it is India at the bottom of the pyramid or the middle income group, all of them are getting into this consumer theme. And the cleaner and the easily understandable business you have, the more investors get attracted to it. So Haldiram might be unlisted, but what is enjoying the rally are the listed spaces. So that is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. Three stocks I'd like to mark as far as prices are concerned. This is the brokerage, AMC, and the exchange back end of the market. Look at CAMS. This is a company that handles the back end for 80% of all AMCs in the country, moving with great strength. Now CAMS is recouping its earlier losses, 1.3% higher, 4438. Sakshi, there has been a digit change in MCX, 5337, 2% higher. Kiranji, to you, what are the charts of MCX telling you? And Sakshi, a very, very strong move coming into counters such as IIFL Securities. We've marked this yesterday as well, 7.6% higher, 322. UTI AMC, Geojit up another 2%, Religare, CDSL, BSC, all bubbling with gains. To you, Kiranji, what are the charts of MCX telling you?
So, looking at MCX chart, MCX was our Diwali pick when we discussed on Diwali day with you. From that level to till the stock has given a very fantastic result. Now at current market price, the momentum indicator it is into the extreme overbought territory. So at current market price, a fresh buying is not advisable, but whoever is holding this particular stock, they can definitely hold this particular stock. The base is somewhere around 5100. The stop loss we can keep at 5100. And looking at price chart, definitely we can expect price target of 55, 5600 in upcoming time, but not for the fresh buying. One who can hold, they keep holding with the stop loss of 5100.
Okay, got it. Let's see if there is any interesting name within the broader markets as well, which we can discuss with Kiran. NIIT Limited is again further rallying now. After a few days of gap, there is another 7% higher move on NIIT Limited. Kiranji, would you look at the charts here and tell us is there a further momentum that one should be chasing right now on NIIT despite having seen stellar run up in the last few weeks?
So 2 points. Recently, we have got the news that one of the famous investors get into the NIIT. For that reason, we are seeing since last couple of days, NIIT is trading into the very steep up move. At current market price, anyone wants to chase this rally, definitely they can chase. Reason on weekly price chart, it is giving a breakout from recent consolidation pattern, or it is considered as an ascending triangle pattern. Number two, on daily price chart, it is trading in, it is giving a fresh breakout of flag pattern. So looking at flag pattern, one can go long at current market price, keep a stick stop loss of 160, and looking at overall price chart pattern, definitely one can expect 50 to 60 rupees of move.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as NIIT Limited is concerned. Let's also pull up some more names that we can see within the broader markets now. IFL Securities is again up, so that entire theme of brokerage related stocks I think are still moving up. In today's trade, I think IFL Securities is up 8% and I think we discussed this stock yesterday as well, which was seen as a BTSC trade too. Kiran, IFL Securities, Geojit, JM Financials, CDSL, BSE, Angel One, Nuvama, Edelweiss, this entire space out there for you. Where do you see the momentum continuing?
So we are liking definitely like the way M6 is moving. BSE, CDSL has their tailwind, so they can definitely can go again a very good pace, or in upcoming time we can expect some good return over there also. Coming to the brokerage stocks, we are little bit cautious, or not even a cautious. Cautious is again a wrong word, but we are just in a mode of wait and watch, because there are certain rules that's going to apply from 1st October, which probably can impact overall volume, and after that we can see some bad things also happen, or maybe wait and watch will be the good thing. Number two, now other side of the coin is saying us that because those rules are coming, there are chances that brokerage firm who are offering zero brokerage or a flat brokerage, we can say some changes might happen, and they can charge. Start charging some higher brokerage, or brokerage rate can go up. Because of that reason, also brokerage houses stocks are going on flyer note also. But as of now, it is better keep a watch, keep all stocks on your radar, and just wait and watch. Post 1st October, we can see some good things should happen in those stocks.
9:55, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just sort of try and wrap up what has been a nice consolidating move on the Nifty. Remember, global cues were negative. The Nifty started with a 170 point gap down. That is still in the red, but now there is enough and more support coming in around the 25,130 level, which is the 10-day EMA, where buying seems to have emerged. Remember, it was gap down, so nobody sold, and we were 14 days into momentum on the green side. So again, people are using this opportunity to get back into the market, and at the moment you see amongst the top losers, Infosys contributing 27 points to negativity, L&T contributing 14 points, ICICI, TCS 13 and 11, and ONGC 10 points. The only stocks that are in the green on the Nifty are Asian Paints, Sun Pharma, BPCL and Nestle. What else is interesting is how the defense space is functioning. You have BEML. This is a chart to check out. Kiranji, your view on BEML, now 3975, 3% higher. What are they telling you? Mazgaon, Garden Reach, Cochin, BDL, all in the green, but the gains are muted. And the only thing that I'd like to mark in terms of volume and most active counters, ladies and gentlemen, is HDFC Bank, 553 crores, just flat. Please keep an eye out on these counters, as also BPCL and HPCL in the top traded list in the green. And of course, this is the crude play out that's happening on Indian markets. Kiranji, a very quick one on BEML.
So BEML, looking at current market price, the similar pattern like GRSE we discussed on intraday time frame, definitely a rectangle pattern breakouts at current market price. One can go long. This is a trading bet, completely trading bet, no investment bet at current market price. So 3970, it's a current market price. One can go long, keep a stick stop loss of 3900. And if 3900 is hold, then we can expect price target of 41, 4200 for upcoming time.
Okay, well, it's 9:57. Time to now wrap up the morning edition of Market Today. Thanks a lot, Kiran, for being with us on this very special edition to share with us all your thoughts and ideas. We've discussed various sectors and stocks and the strategies on the markets right now. 151 points lower for the Nifty, 25,129. That's the level at which the Nifty is really trading at. The Nifty Bank is now further lower. About 0.7% of a cut can be seen on the Nifty Bank at 51,321. It's down by about 367 odd points. When we look at sectorally, the action in the green stays limited to the small cap stocks, the media index and the oil and gas index. Rest of the sectors have all slipped into the red. India VIX is up about 3% as of now at 14.2. The index which is losing the move most is the one that had actually gained the most in the last 1 week or so. IT stocks, they are down by 1.3%. PSU banks, Nifty Bank, private banks, they are the ones that are losing some strain. So is the metal space and the auto realty space as well. What's pulling up despite this muted trend on the markets? On the Nifty, you have Asian Paints that's shining brighter, 2% higher. BPCL, Grasim, HUL, Hero Moto, Ultratech Cement. These are the counters that are holding up, but a large part of the Nifty is still down in trade. Coal India is the top loser today, 2.4% lower. LTI Mindtree declines 2%. ONGC, Wipro, Infosys, TCS. So some such IT names that are dragging within the top 5 losers list as well. 0.5% decline even for the PSE or the Public Sector Enterprises Index. But the only stocks that are holding up are from the oil and gas space, OMCs particularly, and HAL that continues to be flat with the positive bias continuing with its move from yesterday. F&O space, you have HPCL, Multi-Commodity Exchange, Balrampur Chini Mills, Asian Paints, Berger Paints. These are the stocks that are still holding up. On the downside, Emphasis is down by over 3%. Piramal Enterprises, Coal India and LTI Mindtree are the top drags as far as the F&O space is concerned. We'll leave you at that, viewers. Thanks from both Shail and me, but do stay tuned. Throughout the course of the day, we will continue to track the market momentum and several news stories that are going to be of importance for you to track within the stock market hour. So stay tuned with us.
Illegal multi-story complex allegedly belonging to rape-accused Samajwadi Party Neta in Ayodhya being razed to the ground a couple of weeks ago.